Right now on Denver 7 News at 6, 3 police shootings just this weekend. 2 people died, 1 person injured.
And this morning calls for greater accountability and new analysis about a surge in violent crime in Colorado. Plus,
we've lost so much at this point, so we appreciate you guys being here.
And the emotional situation in Southwest Florida going from bad to worse. Basic supplies are running thin as thousands of people are being rescued. How you can help.
And your Denver Broncos came up short in Las Vegas, but they don't have time to dwell on the loss. They are gearing up for Thursday night's game right here on Denver 7.
Good morning. I'm Jessica Crawford.
And I'm Brian Sanders. Yeah, a little disappointing after yesterday. Yeah. Maybe a little reality check.
There were some really awesome fun throws, though.
There were some good and some bad. Yeah, and I think we're going to hear that in our Broncos hotline voicemails. Yeah. You know, there's some good and some bad out there.
I just love Russell Wilson's continued optimism about it.
Yeah, it's not going to be overnight success. It's a process, right? Yeah, this was a good loss, I guess you could call it.
Well, the process continues on Thursday, so we'll see. Thursday weather is going to be pretty nice, too. We're looking at some gorgeous conditions that night for the game. I'll show you that coming up. Right now, though, stepping out the door, getting ready for your Monday and your work week. We'll be in the low to mid-50s early on. Winds are coming in at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. Getting into the upper 50s here by about 8, 9 o'clock, and then we'll climb to near 70 degrees this afternoon. It's going to be a pretty pleasant day today. Dry in the morning, but then this afternoon, a chance for some scattered showers. You're looking at temps this afternoon close to about 70 degrees in Denver. More 50s than 60s for the mountains. It's going to be a little bit chilly out west. Take a look at Futurecast, and you're going to find, again, a little more snow falling above about 11,000 feet here in the mountains later today and tonight. And we'll see those showers then move east, so there will be some wet roads here along the I-25 corridor for the evening drive tonight. A few more showers lingering tomorrow, and then we're going to see things clear out with more sunshine by midweek. We'll take a closer look at that. The full Super 7 day, Jason, coming up in just a few minutes.
Right there in the foothills, it looks pretty nice. Had some over the weekend snow showers and actually some chain laws over Loveland and Berthoud Pass over the weekend. Right now over here at Genesee, looks pretty nice. Had some lingering road work up this way. It looks like it's okay for now, the west and eastbound side of I-70. Air Tracker 7's on the south side of town, right over Colorado Boulevard at I-25. That's the southbound side. Here's the northbound side. That would be on Colorado Boulevard heading up towards Cherry Creek, and so far it looks pretty good. Not seeing any delays right now. It is Cabrini Day, so we might see lighter than normal traffic in a lot of spots. And as you take a look at the map, I'm seeing lighter than the normal traffic on I-76, I-25. We do have a power outage over here in Montbello affecting about 60 customers over there, and so XL is working on it. They're hoping to get it on in the next hour or so. Tour from the airport, that looks good, but security wait time 20 to 25 minutes heading out there right now.
Calls for more accountability this morning after there were 3 different police shootings this weekend. The latest happened just hours ago in Aurora. Police say the suspect was part of a work release program and robbed a convenience store with a large knife before boarding a bus with people on it near East Colfax and Moline Street. Officers confronting him on the bus used a taser, released a police dog, and 2 officers fired their weapons. The man died, but no one else was injured.
The second police shooting happened in Boulder in response to a wild video you're seeing here where a man pulls out a gun and fires at least 2 shots. Now, officers were nearby, heard that gunfire, and found people actively shooting when they arrived. An officer fired his weapon and hit 1 man in the arm. That person is in custody. The person who recorded this video clearly was shaken and did not want to speak on camera to protect his privacy.
Scary, I'm fearing for my life almost, even though they weren't, trying to aim at us. I've never had an experience like that in my life where, someone's trying to kill somebody right in front of me. Not in Colorado, not ever, not anywhere else.
Yeah, you see the flashes coming from the muzzle there. Police say 3 other suspects are still on the loose. We don't know if anybody involved in the shooting are students either.
And on Saturday morning, Aurora police shot and killed a man near the airport after they say he robbed a 7-Eleven and then led officers on a chase. 1 officer was hurt in the chase but is out of the hospital and recovering at home now. There's going to be a community rally on the steps of the state capitol to draw attention to police-involved shootings and a call for greater transparency and how they're investigated. So we're going deeper. All new this morning, new analysis on Colorado's recent surge in crime. Denver 7's Veronica Acosta is live with a look at how violent and drug crimes are trending up.
Jessica, you just mentioned all of those shootings from over the weekend, but we know it's not just shootings. We know car thefts, those are up. We also know more homes and buildings are also being set on fire, and those are just 2 of the 7 categories that this new report says have seen an increase right here in Colorado so far this year. So let's run you through those other categories. I just mentioned car thefts and arson. We know robbery is also on that list. Buying stolen property, vandalism, prostitution and pandering, drug possession and sales, and homelessness. Now, the report was done by a group called the Common Sense Institute. A couple of crimes really stuck out in it, car thefts being one of them. The report found there was a more than 13% increase in these kind of crimes this year right here in our state. It also found Colorado ranks second in crimes against property in the U.S. Fentanyl, also something that we've talked a lot about in the past couple of months. The report found law enforcement officers seized more fentanyl in the first 5 months of this year compared to all of last year. Now listen to why one person who helped put this report together says the Common Sense Institute does this kind of work to begin with.
So the idea was initially to get some awareness out there, but also what we were trying to do is get the policy leaders to go back and look at the things they've done over the last 10 years to see if they could adjust those things.
Ed Morrissey, who you just heard from, said the report they did back in 2021, so just a year ago, showed them that Coloradans ended up spending about $30 billion because of the crimes that had happened in that year collectively. We're in Denver this morning. I'm Veronica Acosta, Denver 7.
Thank you, Veronica. Well, from crime to natural disasters now, communities across Florida are trying to start the overwhelming process of cleaning up and rebuilding days after Hurricane Ian ransacked the state. And for some, that means just trying to get basic needs and infrastructure restored.
Things like food, too. Ivan Rodriguez is in hard-hit Fort Myers Beach with the latest.
Days after Hurricane Ian ripped a deadly path through Florida, residents are left with the daunting task of picking up the pieces that are left behind.
We don't know our future because we don't know, can we rebuild?
But where and how do they start? Some communities still don't even have the basics like power or running water. Not to mention many local stores and businesses where they could have purchased supplies or hired services have also been damaged or destroyed.
That's a concrete floating dock, which is on the other side of our house. I don't know how it's going to get off of there.
And then there are those who face additional cleanup challenges. Their homes cut off when bridges were washed away in the storm or roads were swamped.
They're stuck on islands, either man-made islands that have been there for some time that are surrounded by water, but more importantly, those are areas that weren't islands before, and now they are surrounded by water.
Search and rescue efforts are ongoing. The governor's office says more than 1,600 people have been rescued since last week, and it will take months, if not years, for these hard-hit communities to rebuild.
People need to take care of their emotional and mental health because we're really going to need to work together on this.
In Fort Myers Beach, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
Well, Denver 7 has created a fund to help families impacted by Hurricane Ian. Through the Scripps Howard Fund, you can donate directly to Hurricane Ian relief. Just text the word storm to 50155, or you can scan the QR code you see on your screen there. That will take you directly to the webpage to donate on denver7.com. It was another frustrating loss for the Broncos and for fans. Obviously, there were some great moments in their game against the Raiders, but they were overshadowed by too many mistakes again and a key injury, and they dropped to 2-2 on the season.
And our Denver 7 Broncos sports director Lionel Bienvenu has analysis of last night's game and the players' mentality going into Thursday night's game against the Colts, and that's going to be right here on Denver 7.
Well, the Broncos just can't put it all together yet. I think they will at some point, but for right now, 4 games into the season, we've seen flashes of brilliance and flashes of absolutely awful. Great passing game, bad running game. Great defense, bad defense. So here we sit at 2-2 after Sunday's loss to the Raiders. They're not a winning team, they're not a losing team, but they're right in the middle of it all. As we say every week, good, bad, and ugly. The good was Russell Wilson, best game as a Bronco. 2 touchdown passes in Vegas, no interceptions, rating of 124.9, ran for a touchdown too. Broncos scored over 20 points for the first time this season. The bad was Melvin Gordon, fumbled for the 4th game in a row this season. It was returned for a touchdown. And the ugly was the Broncos' defense. Top 3 defense, they got bulldozed by the Raiders. 212 yards rushing. 31-23 the final, but Russ said after, things are still coming together, and he's looking forward to the short week and Thursday night's game against the Colts.
We got a lot of season left, man. What a gift. We got a lot of season left. We can respond the right way. And that's what we're going to do. There is no other way. There's no other option. That's what we're going to do, and I look forward to it. I look forward to how these guys show up tonight on the plane, studying the film, and then how we get there back to Denver, back home, and get ready to go on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And it's just the beginning. It's just the start of everything. So we'll be ready to roll.
All right, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. That's the same deal with the Broncos. Leave this one behind in Vegas, move on to the next one. And that is Thursday night primetime football right here on Denver 7. Broncos and Colts. Pre-game coverage starts at 5 o'clock. Denver 7 is your home for Broncos primetime Thursday night football.
Yes, the advantage of a short week here. No time to dwell on the loss. So coming up, we're going to hear from Broncos country devoted fans from our Broncos voicemail with your thoughts that were raw and honest during last night's game. They don't pull any punches here, Lisa. It's been a little frustrating.
Neither is Jason, though. He's on the same. I think Jason's calling in on that, line, too. 50s here this morning. Your coffee cast is a pretty nice one. Partly sunny skies. We're going to see a better chance for some showers again today. Close to about 70 degrees for a high in town. More 50s and 60s for the mountains. We'll see rain first out west, and then that's going to move east. We'll take a closer look at our shower activity for both today and tomorrow coming up.
Let's look at something a lot more pretty. From Lookout Mountain, looking back towards the sunrise, and it's real pretty for us as we're looking back towards town. You do see some lingering road work that's over to the side on the westbound side of I-70. Just a hazard for us right now. We do have a crash out to the west side in Lakewood at Colfax and Wadsworth. The rescue squad's pulling up there right now.
And good news before you hit the road this morning. Gas is going down again. You'll want to fill up soon, while the downturn in prices might not last.